Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. It is Sunday afternoon, and the link to join is already pinned for those who may wish to join the panel and want to join in the conversations. The topic today, planting for growth, the focus on growth. And this topic is inspired by the thumbnail. What was it? Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant, right? Each day is an opportunity not only to observe the growth from the past with self-awareness and noticing the self. It's an opportunity each day to recognize the growth of the past and through the day to start investing in your growth and your future. And we're here to grow, brothers and sisters. And when I say invest, I'm not necessarily talking about, the fiat currency or financial investments. I'm talking about the sacrifice of time and attention, maybe the sacrifice of old beliefs, old habits, old limitations that used to hold you back. I'm encouraging you, brothers and sisters, this is our time to really shift, to embrace the shift and the change that the world is bringing forth. Not in the negative stuff. Don't let that fear, you can do what you want, but I suggest don't let that fear and the anger and all this judgment, don't let that stuff consume you. Don't let that become a part of you. Hey, admittedly, one of the notes I wrote to myself is entertainment. Some folks tune in for entertainment. So, God bless. Without the chat, who would I be talking to, right? Without the folks who join the panel, who would it be? What's going on with the deleting? Because I don't know what's going on. I like these. the night at the Roxbury. My hair, man. I'm like, I don't know. The hair is just part of our costume, right? I used to get all worked up when the haircut wasn't right and when it didn't look the way I wanted it. And then I realized, you know what, the shit grows and and some of it falls out too, admittedly, but not that much. Oh, blessings. Hey, blessings. Brothers and sisters, this life we're living. Oh, that's right. What I was talking about. This morning I went out and caught a local service again, and I vary around and I try to follow my intuition, and I try to follow what leads me. And honestly, I've been receiving this reminder from others too. That's what faith is all about. Is allowing your life to be led with the spirit of you that is greater than you, that really truly loves and cares for you. You can label it if you want, the Christic spirit or the divine energies of love that we are. The result of faith is just an inner peace, and it's invaluable. It's the topic of the sermon today. I'm going to bounce off Pastor Bryant's ideas. Love like you were never hurt, right? Last Sunday, he was talking about love like you're crazy. And that's sometimes it does seem illogical to love. Sometimes it does seem illogical to trust, but if your spirit guides you that that's the right solution, it's the right solution, regardless of what anybody else says. So the concept of love like you were never hurt goes in line with the topic of forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is something each of us can grow in. Sometimes it appears challenging, and that actually was something. Forgiveness can seem difficult, right? Especially when the wounds are fresh and it's still, oh, it hurts. And you got, maybe all the evidence and facts support righteous anger, righteous indignation. Maybe even you feel the urge for punishment. But, brothers and sisters, when we're hurt, that's when we want to hurt others. When we're whole, we care about healing others. It's within our nature. It's how we operate. But if you can accept that the pain happened, praise God. It's another day. So we can carry our anger and our resentment, all those feelings for a long time. But in this world will actually encourage you. Yeah, you should never forget that. You should never, ever forgive that. Oh, you should get revenge. The world will reinforce those thoughts. So it's a challenge for you within you, but it's a battle that is worthy of engaging. Okay. So the battle I'm talking about is I can't forgive. I can't understand. I can't accept. You can. And in life, as we go through life, and you can relate this in many different ways, many different obstacles, things may appear daunting and challenging, immovable, until it's done. And then once you look back and you're like, all right, it was more simple than I thought it actually was. Turned out I was the one making a bigger deal out of the non-existent problem. Or, we all do things in our own way. And golly geez, mind the gap, blessings. Thank you for the contributions. I'm trying to figure this life thing out, man. I do foresee a future for us, brothers and sisters, where we don't allow economics to really be as big of a role in our lives. I see a future for humanity where we move beyond the dependence of someone else's tools, someone else's toys, because that's what the money is. This money system, it's a religion. We've been participating in an unhealthy religion built upon lies. And when I say religion, it's a practice that people were willing to die, willing to murder each other over currency. Because we've been deceived, brothers and sisters. We have been deceived. Hey, that is an authentic and humbling position to be in. It's easy to find ourselves with that. This is part, I'm going to use this as an example because I think this happens with a lot of us. We think we forgave. We've convinced ourselves intellectually, mentally, right? Logically, it makes sense. Okay, I forgive and okay, blah, blah. But then a situation comes up and you're like, whoa, ready to fight. You're like, maybe I didn't forgive as deeply as I thought. That is the key. Okay. When we choose something, at some point we chose to be angry. At some point we said, I'm angry. We can choose to forgive. And the forgive is not a battle. It is a surrendering. Okay. It's an acceptance. Okay. I accept the facts for the facts being as they are. I accept the being as the being that it is. And then what I found really helpful in forgiveness, to bring that from the mind into the heart so that you know it, right? Just like you know you were angry, you get the forgiveness into your knowing. Path is gratitude. Okay. If you can find a way to the silver lining, to find the silver lining from that event, that occurrence, if you can find the silver lining, the blessings and strength maybe you received, you did learn, hopefully. So when we can find gratitude for them, for their participation in an experience, because that's what each moment is, brothers and sisters. Each moment is simply an experience. And the blessings found from forgiveness, it's for the self. It's the self healing. So if you found yourself worthy of judgment or worthy of hurt, you're also worthy of health and healing and peace. And all of those things are available when we put down our battles. Okay, when we when we put down the need to be right, when we place ourselves above the facts and my judgment says this, who cares? If it's upsetting you, it's not a healthy opinion. I don't know. Margot Davy. I'm fascinated by you. You have been a very fascinating creature. And you have been a teacher for me, right? Brothers and sisters, it's real easy to love those who show us love. Yeah, it's self-serving, of course. You're going to love those who love you. Duh. It's easy to do. Can you love those who hurt you? Can you move beyond that event and can you love them like you were never hurt? You can. All it means is kind of the topic of yesterday. All it means is letting go. You allow the past to be the past. You allow the future to reveal itself, and you become one with the present in the moment. Because, brothers and sisters, we are a part of something enormous. I'm repeating something from yesterday, but we are a part of eternity. You know how amazing that is? Just by our beingness. We are a part of all of the past. We are a part of all of the future. That is enormous. So all of the past, there's, as they say, there was billions of years before we were born, and then we're here today. So I see a future, brothers and sisters. And for those who are tuning in, there's no hidden agenda. My purpose, my hope is to plant some seeds of thought within you to hopefully help encourage you to open your mind, allow the impossible in your mind to become possible so that you can accept some of the impossibilities of this world that really are. When I say the impossibilities of the world that really is, well, for those who, many in this community have already been, their minds have been open to the reality of much of the corruption, the reality of a lot of the deception, the profitable deception that's been organized and implemented, executed throughout the years. So it's not impossible for people to be deceived. It's also not impossible for the words of the Bible to be true, particularly the ones about love, right? The true ones, the words that you know are true, those eternal truths that will always be. One of the eternal truths, one of the concepts I've considered and I've embraced for myself is that God is, right? And we are simply experiencing part of God's creation. And you experience your part, and I experience my part, and together we share our parts, and the people from the past shared their parts. And together we are, according to the records, a couple thousand years ago, after predictions and prophecies and different things being recorded throughout time, apparently there was a perfected example of a man, Yeshua or Jesus. He was presenting himself here as one with the mind, the heart of God. And through the story, through the progression of teachings left behind by that character, it gives us an idea that our God is the eternal love that is. It is the presence, the power, the force that reveals and expresses each moment to us. The evidence of the Creator is in the creation. And brothers and sisters, we are the creation. And we are made in the images, the conscious images with the energies and potentialities. We each have our limits, but we're made in the image of the Creator. And it makes sense. It would make sense that we are, given what we've learned, collectively through science and history. And so anyway, if I've heard this explained elsewhere, and I've embraced this for myself, that God's presence is eternal. It's everywhere, right? And through the development of a man, a being of our kind, through the development of that type of being here on earth, there is the consciousness that is pure, untainted, without judgment and fear. That's the Christic presence. So the Spirit of Christ is also eternal, the one demonstrated by that man that we just title it that way. He was a teacher of the way. And it's the way that we are each seeking, right? If we're honest, brothers and sisters, if we are honest, we're all trying to find our way in this life, in this crazy world that we're sharing at this crazy time. So we are all actually living our way, the path created by the divine. And so we are living our way, but until we accept ownership and responsibility for ourselves, for our thoughts, our words, our deeds, until we accept responsibility for those, there's actually only limited control. And that's what this role of being a human is we are eternal spirits, immortal spirits, experiencing a period of mortality and form. So this life of being a human, it's far more simple to be good and kind and peaceful and loving and generous. It's far more simple to do that when you stay grounded and present in your being. And it's easy to stay grounded and present in your being when you realize that your purpose here on earth is to serve. We are each here to serve the world in whatever way life reveals. And each of us on our own paths through our own day, we each have different opportunities and different challenges, different opportunities to learn, opportunities to serve, opportunities to grow, each of us every single day. And it's real easy to overlook those things when we get trapped in the chaos of the world. But the game, brothers and sisters, life is a game. It's a game created for us to learn. Just like children, man. Children in school, they learn best through games, through simulations, right? Our military prepares and learns, develops through simulations. And we are simulating life. We're each limited in our expressions. But the game of life, it's for us to develop, to co-create, to imagine, to bring the ideas from the heavenly realm, the realm of thought and formless forms of ideas, to bring those down through us into our language, into our abilities. And brothers and sisters, there is an artist, a poet, a dancer, a singer. There is a leader. There is something within you that's waiting to be grown. And for each of you, because we're all on our own paths. Hey, I'm going to come back. God, I love you guys. Serious. Margot, one day you and I seriously should have a conversation about what has and has not transpired in the past. Although I don't, oh, that's right, you're not here anymore, but you still know people here. Welcome to all of you guys. I sincerely, Jack has no need to forgive me. He has just used me as an excuse as to why he has not climbed the political ladder. I'm glad to see you're an educator in Spokane, Washington. Thumbs or whatever, maybe voice to text. But Margot, if you feel I have no need to forgive you, I trust in your heart you believe you've done nothing wrong, and I challenge you to accept the facts may point differently. Some of the things you've said, things you've... Margot, you're a part of my story. God bless you, sister. You have been a wonderful teacher. Well, Margot is a part of my story. Welcome to all of you. Sincerely, the days of our lives, we are living the days of our lives. And is life a soap opera, or is it a Springer show? Is it holy cows, mine kind of is. Praise God, man. Praise God. The author of life and time truly is amazing. I look forward to what the future is going to bring. And brothers and sisters, what I'm offering today is my perspectives, my encouragement, and some of my faith. It's like a new thing for me, this faith in myself. And it's not just myself, but my faith that the world is revealing everything. I believe everything is aligning for me and us, because you are a part of the we that is sitting here with me. I believe everything is being revealed. As I know for a fact that as I have been developing in my own methods of being, growing in my own maturity, emotional maturity, and my own clumsy methods of grace. I've seen my own growth. I've witnessed the growth on several others, many others. And I know we're all influencing each other. So that means that if what I believe of me applies to you, it's we are one, we are the happening of this time. I believe that God has been preparing us for something great, something amazing. Like stories of miracles just being shared and revealed like all over as people start changing themselves, accepting over ownership of them and their behavior, and recognizing, are they honest? Are they honestly helping others, or are they honestly lying to themselves? Because when we stop allowing excuses and blame to be a part of our own lives, guess what? We create our own freedom to be authentic, to be true, to be real. If the love of the Christ, okay, that love that was demonstrated through those stories of forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. You can offer that forgiveness to yourself. You can find acceptance of who you are and with the people, and maybe you think you have, right? Maybe you think you have, except I'm fine. It's everybody else that's the problem. Well, all right. Recognize your opinion of everybody else is actually the problem. It's not everybody else. Not unless they're immediately, physically intruding on your life. They're it's your opinion that's the bother. That's the problem. So, I started down that road for a reason. Chuck, I offer service daily. So, for your definition, I'm not sure. Would my schedule make a difference in what I'm saying? I mean, I know it's like there's a lot of people that want to present me as though I'm wrong about my life. No, Margot Davy, I wanted you to stop publicly harassing me. That's what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to stop fighting to prove that you're right, that I'm crazy and dangerous. I wanted you to stop that and just simply have a conversation with me. Maybe stop fighting and give the truth a chance. But Margot, you've still never actually allowed conversations. I know you know how to reach me. You've never reached out for the purpose of communicating. You've just publicly gone out of your way. Hey, welcome, brother. Welcome, Sterling.
Hey,
Nice to
what's up, man? How you doing?
feeling blessed.
Blessed
Well,
and highly favored. That's what they say down south.
blessed and highly favored.
Yeah, just I don't know. It always goes together, like blessed and highly. I don't know. Yeah. Well, some people do just say blessed, but often it's like together. Well, whatever. Anyway.
I love it
Yeah.
because
Good.
it is true. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Welcome,
No,
Sterling.
no, thanks. Yeah. I just guess I was gonna say I guess you're not from the south, or maybe you would have heard it.
No, I've traveled all over the U.S. I've lived all over the U.S., but mostly the northern states.
What's your favorite?
Honestly, This has been my favorite, the Northwest, the inland Northwest, um, here in Spokane, Eastern Washington, Northern Idaho. It's just gorgeous up here. But I also loved Vermont. Um, Nebraska, I wasn't a big fan of, but I don't know where I'm at. I love, but I've got this desire in me to travel because I was raised a traveler. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sterling.
No, you were just answering my question. Don't apologize. I've never been to like almost all those places you named, like Vermont, Nebraska, Idaho, the Northwest. I haven't been to any of those, but like it seems like, not to put words in your mouth, like you like maybe like land and getting away from like the hustle and bustle. It seems like that's a common theme, like from what I know about those places.
Brother, that's how I was raised. I didn't recognize or understand it when I was a kid, but my stepfather, dude, that man was friggin' brilliant. He was a quality control engineer for nuclear plants or something like that. He was literally like a nuclear scientist. And he was also very aware about what the governments were doing. So we traveled quite a bit for his work. And when he wasn't working, we were way away from the cities and stuff. So myself, I've explored, like, over the in 2018 I traveled quite a bit, and I got to go to Chicago, New York City, Hollywood, few other places. So
Those are the three biggest right there. That's I didn't peg you for doing those. It's kind of the opposite of yeah.
dude, 2018 was a year of transformation for me, and our creator, dude, I've got a story that is just, it
Go
has been
go
amazing.
go tell it. Oh, I thought you had a. Oh, I thought you meant like a little anecdote or whatever. You mean like your life story is amazing or what? What did you mean?
My life story is amazing.
I
So
don't.
many.
I'm sorry. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, I don't. I was just gonna say I don't know if we have time for that. It sounds like a long story. No offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories involved, but 2018 I ventured into the big cities, and I kind of dig that energy too, man. Except the water did not taste good in those cities.
Yeah, you got to boil it or buy bottles, which I'm not into buying bottles, but some places you have to. But then some places like down south, we just drink it right out the tap. Love it.
Amen.
Or
Well,
out, or out the well, either way.
yes, that's how I was raised. We had the grew up in the country, had natural spring water, had a beautiful creek that ran through the property. Um, I've lived a blessed life. I just didn't realize it
All right,
until more recently.
enough of your arrogant bragging about how great your life is. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Actually, no. And on that note, I came here to argue. I only want to argue. I want to find points of contention that I'm going to prove you wrong. No, I'm kidding. That's the opposite of what I want to do. Yeah.
I'm used to that pattern. I welcome it. Um, no, I think the time is coming. Um, my blessed mom. I talked to my mom earlier today, and I can only imagine what she thinks. I mean, because I am her son, but I know the things I say don't always make sense.
Name one. One of the things you
Well,
say that she would not like or approve of or whatever. Like what?
well, my faith is incredibly strong in the possibility that God is behind my purpose. That God's plan might be for me to somehow be a part of negotiating peace and bringing change through the world.
So why would she have beef with that? What would be the issues?
Oh, no, it's just, I mean, my mom has been growing in her own faith, and it's only over the recent past that we've been kind of communicating. But I don't know what I would think, honestly, if my kid came to me with these unbelievable claims with the reputation that I have.
Which is
What?
which is what? The,
Oh,
catch me up on that.
well, according to public record, I'm a danger. Oh, and according to Margot Davy, much of the evidence from her, according to rumors and records, I'm considered a danger to myself and the welfare of others, that I'm considered a threat to the safety of my son. Um, I'm also allegedly, well, no, I was, there was no evidence, no conclusion found, and but there was no declaration of my innocence, yet I'm also, according to records, unethical and, oh yeah, and too, too disagreeable or too dangerous to work at the United States Postal Service. So that's my reputation. Yet I claim,
Go on. This is
I
good. This is good for me. I like this. Go ahead.
well, I claim that this is God's plan and purpose, that by allowing my family, my career, my reputation, all of that stuff to disappear, I got to learn what is truly important. And what is truly important is our life and what we do with it. So I literally set out in 2018 with the idea that, not that I could bring peace, that I wasn't that far yet. I was just, and I still hold the belief that I could improve the working conditions for all of the employees across the nation at the United States Postal Service. But the idea there was, if I could help the 500,000 plus employees at the post office, all of them, they live in every community across this nation. Man, if they started feeling better about themselves and their lives, we'd help all their customers, which is the communities. We'd be helping all the neighbors. And so I thought, if we can help improve that one organization in this nation, maybe we could help improve America, and maybe America might start caring about the brothers and sisters in other lands. So this is God's story that I've been living. I've made every choice. I'm responsible for every bit of disagreement. I'm responsible for it all. But
Let me jump in. Yeah. So
please,
there's a couple of things I like about you already. All right, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but like when you especially like when you started, you said like things like I believe, and it's my opinion, and it's my understanding, and like you kind of like shied away from like claims of knowledge, and that's a fact. But the facts you did claim, you were like there is documentation for it. So to me, I admire that because it does kind of get on my nerves when people want to tell me what they know for a fact and blah blah blah. It just makes I just don't. I'm not, you know what I mean. But yeah, I love people's opinion. It's hard to argue with that. And also, one more thing, you seem to be self-aware. You seem to know who you are. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I had, I'm not saying you do, but I had delusions of grandeur. I wanted to save the world too. I wanted to run for office. I was going to be this. I was going to be that. I was going to change the whole everything, everything. I was going to save the world. You know what I mean? But the world don't want my saving, and I realized that I could just be. I could just be normal, so to speak, or I could just be like what my mom said was to live a simple. It's the simple things in life. And I was like you, like what you said, like it resonated with me because I didn't believe that shit either. I wanted the flashy cars and the bimbos, and I wanted $1 million. I wanted to go blow some stacks in the strip club, all that dumb stuff. But yeah, but it's just later in life I realized, I know it sounds corny and cliche, but it does not make you happy. And I just, well, anyway, yeah, that's enough.
brother, You said a bunch, and I had a couple of thoughts. Thank you, first off.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank you,
for
first off.
brother. It's mutual. Hey, that reminds me. Your past. You learned your lessons of the past, but brother, what if it just wasn't the right time? And what if today there's new opportunities? Because what I've been learning over the past few years, and particularly developing in myself this year, is surrender. Surrender to the perfection of God and trusting. Go ahead, Sterling. Were you going to hop in?
No, no, I'm listening. Go ahead. You
Okay.
want something? Go ahead.
Um, I'm learning to, well,
To surrender.
it's simple. Go
No,
ahead.
you said to surrender. That's what you were.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's, it's kind of, it really is. It's when you observe it and you can conceptualize it, it's logical, it makes sense. We go through our lives, we have these experiences, pain and pleasure, they come and go. Thoughts and feelings come and go. Um, so the control we have is really, it's a paradox. We have such little control, yet we are so powerful. And what it all boils down to, though, is the simple logical conclusion that life is happening now. Now is the only moment that matters. The past was for preparation for now. Now is preparation for the future. So it all comes down to today.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Yeah, like yeah. What I would say is that this life, and I don't really want to debate like religion or whatever. I'm not a very religious person like at all. But to me, like I am logical, and you use that word. Like I like to think logically and stuff. Maybe too much, but like so I agree with you there, and I also agree with you like this life. And you didn't say this exactly, but it made me think of this. Like this life is the only one that's guaranteed in my book. And I know as a person of faith, like I know you probably think whatever, but like I'm not gonna speak for you. But like me personally, like this is it as far as I know of. To just right now. So yeah, in the moment for sure. Yeah, I like that.
I like that. This is the only one that's really guaranteed, right?
If you ask me, that's my opinion. I don't want to state that for you.
Hey,
I mean,
I resonate. I get the idea. This is the one that matters right now, today, this lifetime we are living and sharing. This is the life that matters today. And this is the life that will matter tomorrow. So,
if you're so lucky.
amen. Amen. Life really is, it's a grace, it's a gift, and it's something to be protected, to be cared for, to be nurtured, to be cherished. Yet, don't get too attached because life is also temporary. So, while we're temporarily here, this is our time to learn, to grow, to love, to feel, and to share those blessings with each other. The fruit of who we become, it's our it's our words, it's our actions, it's what is going to be left behind, what is received by others as we go through the day. And go ahead, Sterling.
Go ahead, finish your thought. You had
Oh, the the simplicity of life starts to be revealed
some.
when you stay attached to the loving awareness of God's presence, of the presence of you in all that is. When you stay present and aware, life becomes more simple, and it's easier to stay present and aware when these problems come up, when then we identify these problems, hazards in our lives. Trust the answers and solutions, they are available and they will arrive when we look. So go ahead,
But
please.
yeah, I was letting that sink in. Yeah, yeah. I had something, but yeah, I was just listening to what you said. So yeah, um, yeah, no, yeah, you're a nice guy, man. You seem happy too. That's good. That's good. And as far as being aware, sometimes like I've been guilty of this for sure. Like I'd rather just be checked out because it was too difficult, to face it, or it was too boring, or it was too painful, and I don't want to really like, what I mean. So like I dull it down, and it's harder sometimes to like face it head on. I think yeah.
I love that you're describing that.
Well,
Sometimes it is.
it sounds like you're doing that. I'm not I'm not saying I am.
What's that?
Well, it sounds like you're head on facing it. I'm not always. I can't say that I'm always doing that.
Well, that's part of this life and development. And brother, if you're aware of that, dude, you're far ahead of others. The self-awareness, it really is the key to our growth. Brothers and sisters, it's not taught in schools and it's not emphasized, but that know thyself, that's to be found within, to know.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, what about self-loathing? Is a little bit of self-loathing a healthy thing? Like, if you really know yourself, like your flaws and stuff, like shouldn't you? I mean, like, you don't be on the ledge. I'm not saying like go to the ledge. That's too far. But like, you know, being humble because of Yeah. Speak on that.
Self-loathing, that shame, guilt, those burdens, man, they can become a darkness. And here's where the logical mind, brother, you coming back to some of that. Our logical mind is an amazing gift. The gift of reasoning, excuse me, the gift of being able to analyze and to understand, those are great gifts. The problem is within us is the Christic spirit that wants to love and serve the world. And then there's the anti-Christic spirit that's within us. It's all about, it's the reptilian mind, the cold-hearted, just logic and facts, nothing more. If those two don't work themselves out, we get conflicted. And what our primitive reactionary mind will do to protect us, it will find the first conclusions. And unless we develop our own mind and really practice trying to review questions and situations from different perspectives, until we start developing that mind within us to carry um, opposite thoughts together, carrying the disagreement completely within so that you can see both sides. That's a long-winded explanation. The point is, the logic and reasoning, it can bring us to the conclusion of a lot of anger, um, a lot of regret, a lot of self-judgment or judgment of others. We can also, using our logic and reasoning, we can go beyond that to recognize, okay, what is the logic of this conclusion? Does this conclusion even have any relevance to today? For instance, you know, maybe in the past, some pattern of behavior had happened a few times and it is wrong and you were out of your mind or whatever. It's real easy to carry honest mistakes around, just to torment ourselves. The point is, use the logic and reasoning to picture yourself beyond the pain, to picture yourself healed. Use the logic and reasoning to know that within you is an intelligence, to know within you is a spirit, that there is a love and a potential that's within all of us. It's just pressing our mind, pushing our mind. Okay, yes, pain and judgment exists. I mean, these things, this judgment is valid. Bring your feelings into the equation.
Are you ever concerned that thinking that there's like this plan for you that's predestined, or by God, or a bigger purpose, or whatever, I'm paraphrasing. Do you ever feel like that's a little, you just, I don't mean this rudely, but do you ever feel like there's a portion of that that's arrogant, because it's kind of like, I'm special, I'm destined for something, to make a difference. And yeah, I'm just asking. I'm not saying.
It's a fair question, brother. It is a very fair question. Most of my life was spent trying to prove my worthiness, that I was worthy of whatever. I had a lot of insecurities within myself, a lot of fears and anxieties that I didn't really recognize until I started focusing on self awareness.
Let me jump in, because like some people have like a false sense of who they are. They could see themselves as much greater, or maybe even much worse. Recently, I fired one of my friends. Like
Mm.
he's just arrogant, and I got tired of it. And like, he was the most arrogant friend that I have. I don't have a lot of friends, but he was the most arrogant friend that I have, and he was also the biggest loser friend that I have. And I was like, you can't be both. You can't be both. You're fired.
Yeah.
But no, like you, I don't know. Uh, I'm just always concerned that I'm gonna come across as arrogant. I'd rather like, I don't know. I defer to the self-loathing. Like, I'm not special. I don't have anything to say. Like, I'm just a dumb guy. You know, let me just fuck. No, excuse me. Let me just. I don't want to curse on your show. Let me just f off into the jungle of Costa Rica, and mind my own business, and drink pineapple juice and sit by the pool.
Mm.
I don't need to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I
Dude,
couldn't.
I'll meet you there. That sounds amazing.
I just spent 8 or 9 months in South America, and then two
Did
months.
you really?
Yeah, and then two
Sorry.
months in Costa Rica. No, yeah, don't be sorry. I did. Yeah. I had a moped and a surfboard and a backpack.
Dude, very cool. I've never, my future, hopefully my dreams, right? After success is found, getting this message out and the world is starting to transform, I plan on traveling the world. Here, actually, I'm demonstrating your question that you were asking about the arrogance of destiny, potentially. Um, I was never one, I never really considered destiny. I never really considered God and spirit and all this stuff at all. That was not part of my life. I was very materialistic. I mean, focused on physical, you know, I got to see it to believe it, which isn't necessarily true either. But
That's interesting.
um,
Yeah, go ahead.
here, 2018, when I started finding my path to greater ideas, when I started moving past my limitations, I saw several years ago the obvious. Why have we been at war? Why has the nations been at war since I was born? Oh, it's because of the bankers.
It's profitable.
Oh,
Profitable. Yeah.
yeah, it's because of the Federal Reserve System and the fiat currency, and it's the economic distribution. There's a lot of parts involved, but oh, hey, what's the solution to that? Well, let's see. When humans get into fights, it's, well, the first casualty of war is the truth. So if we restore the truth back into importance, we no longer allow the states and the corporations to keep secrets and tell lies, well, then peace would be pretty easy to be shared here on earth. So I'd thought. So I know I'm being long winded in my answers. I'm sorry, Sterling, but.
Finish your thought.
So I know that I am prepared to die for my goals to succeed. Peace and reform. I'm prepared to die for it. Now, I also carried a bunch of urgency within my heart when I started making these realizations. I thought naively, I thought, wow, how has nobody else seen this? Well, duh, dumbass. Lots of people know this stuff. It hasn't been commonly shared. Anyway, I was prepared to die. And, you know, that's part of the reason I have on record that I went through a period of contemplating suicide.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I didn't know how else to get anyone's attention. And
Okay.
so killing myself was a logical thought. See, Sterling? So there you go. We got to move beyond the logic. Or when we come to the first conclusion, ask ourselves, okay, why does that not make sense? And then
Yeah.
think beyond it.
Yeah. Okay. Excuse me 1 second.
Yeah. Oh, at this point, as I have been learning more about trust in God and surrender to the moments, I think there is a possibility that we are destined to be part of a new world emerging.
You said that you were willing to die for your cause, basically. And, would you be willing to die without accomplishing them? Like, are you okay with like with failing and going to your grave without any of this stuff happening?
Yes, because regardless if I succeed or fail, I know that I'm planting ideas and say that, I mean,
You're gonna try. You're gonna go down trying. You're gonna give it.
yes,
You're gonna give it your best shot.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
even if I don't succeed, maybe someone else will be inspired by what I failed to do and they'll move it forward. I'm inspired. I mean, it was part of my story. It was watching old videos of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his old speeches, man. They were so inspiring to me back in 2018 when I was seeing Trump as president and just, I'm like looking at this world. I was like, what in the fuck is going on? I'm like, well, no one else is going to pick up that ball of peace and equality, you know?
Yes, because
I'm
yeah,
prepared.
because all your heroes eventually let you down, and I don't even have any more. It's like I was kind of thinking, but I was kind of thinking, well, if I don't do it, it ain't gonna be done right. But at the same time, I was like, that's arrogant, and I'm just a dumb guy, and these people aren't worth saving, and I should just focus on myself and my own happiness, as opposed to trying to accomplish something like I'm somebody that I'm not. And most of the people don't even want saving anyway, so it's like they would persecute you when you're just trying to help anyway. So it's like, why don't I just go try to find peace and happiness? Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, yeah.
Hey, Sterling, respect to you and mind the gap. I have not done the death that I remember, but I have come to accept that you are right. We are life. We are life, and we are alive. We do not have it. It's not an ownership, it's an experience. It's
Yes,
what we are. What's
it's a
that?
it's a privilege for sure. I mean, it's a privilege. It can all be ended in any moment. But and I haven't. I've seen comments in the chat, but I'm trying to ignore them. But I had a friend who says he's had all these near-death experiences, and he's died. I've actually died several times and came back. But no, and this is stupid. What I'm about to say. This is just like me, like digging in. Like I don't know why I do this, but like it kind of all comes to the definition of dying. You know what I mean? Like, well, they pronounced me dead, and I was back. But like to me, that's not like they were wrong. Like, because to me, like you only die one. And I'm not trying to pick a fight with anybody, but I'm just saying, like, to me, you only die once, and like the definition of dying is you coming back. But I don't know. Anyway, I hear people say that, and I'm just like, did you though? Because you're here in the comments, so I'm not sure. Well, then it's just a definitional thing, I guess.
It would be that comes into the definition of life, certainly. Welcome, Machine Lies. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up,
there
man?
was something Sterling said I wanted to come back to, if I may. It was oh, the observation of who am I? Why would I think that's me? Why would I think that I could? It's both. It is what you said, Sterling. You're absolutely right. The focus is to enjoy and to love being you. Focus on you. Now, my path, I know that if I can, I will. And God knows whether I can or if I will or not. And Sterling, what I've been learning more recently is what I've said is the surrender to the will of the creator. And there's a reason you're here today, perhaps. If you're willing,
How you added that, perhaps. I like because that softens it. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
hey, if you're willing, I'm gonna drop my number and email up here in the private.
Sure.
And I would love to connect and explore what we discuss. Um, See if there is a reason. Because you mentioned you felt that call. You had that pull within you. And I know Machine Lies shares his wisdom for the purposes of growing a greater world, a world that's more aware, more conscious, more informed. Hey, welcome, Machine Lies.
Thank you for saying that about me, brother Talcott. Yeah, I just came over here to eat a slice of cake, and I thought it'd be a good, a good moment, a peaceful session, instead of the one we had last night. And,
Yeah, Machine Lives. I've definitely been on your panel a couple of times, right? I'm not sure if you
oh
remember.
yeah,
I
Ye-
know
uh,
you're super.
but
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, we had a whole discussion on how can you how can you be sure of something that you know. I remember we had a great discussion on that, and if you ever come back on, or I could send you the link, or if you go back and watch it, man, it was a powerful discussion we had. I really liked your questions that day. Bless you, man. For real.
Thank, thank you. I enjoyed it too, and like what I try to do is make fewer observations and claims, and express my opinions because no one cares. I'd rather just ask questions, and you can actually sneak in your opinions into the questions if you really want to, but it just comes across as more humble and less like I got some sort of strategy that I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Because like I ain't trying to change nobody's mind. It's impossible. And we did have a great conversation, and I'm gonna tell you the truth right now because I'm feeling honest. But I remember leaving once because like it got it can get. I'm gonna be polite and say contentious. You know what I mean? I forgot the details of who it was and blah blah blah. There was I
Oh yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
remember the details.
Because you're talking about my panel show, and yeah, I get a lot of contentious characters in there, but I actually invite those characters in. Unfortunately, kind of, maybe I could, put them on center stage and show people what an idiot, really looks like, or who doesn't want to listen to others. I think that putting that on display, maybe when they have a sober moment, they'll watch that back. I feel like at some points I do a service in that way in terms of the contentions. But like you said, we're all imperfect people, and knowing one's ignorance is a strength. The top strength that one could really manage in this life, is being aware of your own limitations, and really not overstepping your own bounds. And I like that you take that approach, because humility is the mark of a truth seeker for sure. But yeah, I try to like engage with whoever I can, maybe in hopes that they'll actually listen, or maybe I could become a better communicator, in pursuit of trying to get them to listen.
I feel,
But yeah.
I feel like you it's possible that you start off on the wrong foot. Thinking of them as the idiot and trying to expose them for the idiocracy because like what I always try to do, my default is to be like, I'm an idiot. I'm the dumb one. I don't know. Like I'm probably wrong. And like, and people will give me feedback. No, you should be more confident. Women like that, and I don't actually believe that. If I'm being honest, I don't believe that I am an idiot. It's just like I would rather play. I really don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just kind of playing dumb all the time because I'd rather be that than to act like someone who knows everything. And I'm not saying that's you, but it's just like,
Well, it's like it's like how they say, in a way, like all humility is false, because even the man who criticizes himself respects the voice who does the criticizing. And then, people actually display, like you said, how people don't show their real selves. Well, they display faults of character among others to make people think that they have certain imperfections that they don't actually have, to make themselves more likable to other people. There's all sorts of forced friendships and shit. And ultimately, people who keep a little more than they promise, really always have enough, but they're never really sincere.
oh yeah,
They
yeah,
can't, like,
I'm full of shit. Yeah, 100%.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't really want that. Like, I want, like, to be fully engaged in the shit I'm doing, or else I'm fucking bored. You know what I mean? So I think boredom is an enemy, and I think boredom comes with, sort of, a kind of a sort of seriousness, of thinking you do know shit that you don't know. And then, I think that all truth should come with a side of laughter, because it's illuminating what you don't know. So you should be like, oh shit, that like it just hits you. The real truth actually hits you by surprise. But yeah.
I love the truth.
Yeah.
I love the truth. I only like fuck with YouTube. If I'm using the bad language, just let me know because my language is terrible.
You're you're
Yeah,
fine.
only
Please.
like one of my favorite comedians is Tracy Morgan, and I love him
Yes. Yeah,
when he's
he's great. Yeah.
when he's on like these late night shows like him and Conan or whatever. They're really good. And he told me,
Conan is a master of self-deprecation. He really masters the art of self-deprecation. He could put himself down and make it look
yeah,
hilarious.
he's always goofing on himself, and like people love
Yes.
endearing. And the opposite is not what I want to be. I've never really seen someone like pull off being arrogant, and I was still like attracted to them as a person. You know what I mean? I'm like, that guy sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was telling him earlier, like I don't think you were here. Like I just fired my friend for being arrogant, and he was my most arrogant friend and my biggest loser friend. And I was telling him, you can't be both. You can't be both. But anyway, Tracy said the truth is the truth and it's universal. Just tell the truth when you do stand up. Just tell the truth. You don't have to make up some story or fabricate anything. Just be honest. And yeah, I do some stand up. Anyway,
Hey, this is what I'm confident. Can't prove anything, but I am confident our creator has a divine sense of humor. There is humor to be found in so many places, and something I theorize too, when inspirations and ideas are coming, truth is poetic. There's like a rhythm to the truth, and there's a humor in what is. It's all for us to discover. And what you said about boredom, and then I'll shut up. Yes, it's our egos, man. It's fucking arrogant. How arrogant to think you can be bored when you know what you know, but you don't know what you don't know.
yeah, I'm let that again. Yeah, okay.
This life. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, like it's like we're just like pushed into what we are bound to experience, and that's the thing. It's really, but what we do affects all other outcomes. So it's like no matter what we do, it's gonna affect every single thing that happens. They proved it that a butterfly flapping its wings could cause like a hurricane. It's actually proven through chaos, math, like game theory and stuff. So it's just a matter of time before things unfold. We can't go from anywhere but this point. We're pushed into it. We're not pulled towards anything. We move from here and we affect all other outcomes. So it's like we have to affect everything. Like we're forced to change everything, but we're part of the change. So it's almost like it doesn't change because we change with it, in a way.
Amen.
So,
Recognizing the change.
so
So,
Scott,
and welcome, Scott. You got a light on the microphone? That looks kind of cool. I can't hear you though, brother.
muted.
We don't.
Is that going? Is that
There it
working?
is.
There
Yeah,
you
there you
go. Yeah, it's just a ring light over clipped on to the microphone to just give it's a boom. That way it puts the light up higher.
I like it. That's pretty cool.
It's ingenuity, man. Top notch ingenuity, man. My dad was a TV repairman.
Hey, one of the things I've really grown to appreciate, if you just observe and find the humor, humans are so fucking creative. All the toys and technologies, all the stuff that's out there, there's some cool innovations. People solving problems I didn't even realize existed.
Dude, I've been finding stuff. I literally putting things together and making new apparatuses for film and video stuff that I want to do. But literally, like this will put onto this, and now I have a mount that'll clip onto anything, and I can put a tablet this big anywhere, on a fence post or whatever. Then I've got two little clips. I couldn't figure out how to work them, and then once I put them together, now I can have a pole on one clip going this way and then just turn this and have a pole going any direction. If I wanted a flag hanging off of anything, anywhere, these clip, and it's just repurposing things that were, laying around. I'm going, how can I use this? And it's, so now on the golf cart, I can put a Trump flag.
I love it. I love a golf cart. Do you play golf or you just have a golf cart?
I used to play golf. Now I just have a golf cart. Live in a golf cart community. Everybody pretty much drives around in golf carts.
Sounds like Florida, but don't dox yourself. So do you have a Trump flag too?
I do, and I have a Let's Go Brandon flag.
Amazing. So you're gonna vote for Trump in 2024, right?
I don't vote actually. I have a belief system that's outside of the voting tyranny, but I do believe that Trump is trying to work for the people. I do believe that does anybody know Derek Johnson at all? Singer, songwriter that's gone kind of deep dive into the military. Check him out sometime. But he's gone, former military guy, got out on an honorable discharge and just basically has gone back and looked at all the comms and everything and says Trump is not the president, but Trump is the commander in chief right now, currently as we speak. So I don't know what to believe. I just hope that go, Jack.
I don't know what to believe either. So let's get in front of them and get some fucking answers. Right?
In front of which character?
All of them.
They're all actors, though. That's how
I know.
this. Let's just be better actors than them.
Yeah.
I don't see this. I don't know. I do hope that it's a little more than a facade, but I do believe that we're just, it's smoke and mirrors. What we think we know, we don't know. And to think that these asshats in Washington are running this shit show, I completely believe the military is. This is a military operation now. It's no longer continuance of government. This is full-on military occupation.
Yeah. It makes sense. The economic development of the military industrial complex, it's developed unchecked, pretty much unchallenged. And, I'll throw a promotion. Just watched, damn it, EBT, whatever his channel is.
Yeah, he's having an important special on the military, on the history of the military. I know I looked at the first part of that, and it was very informative, talking about different things, especially this Jeremy. I think it was Jeremy Skyhill or some guy from The Nation who made that Dirty Wars documentary where he talks about Jacob Prince, who funded the Blackwater, and how the private military, contractors and how this guy Eric Prince was going to go on a crusade. I think he said he wanted to go on a crusade against Islam. So he was going in United Arab Emirates and helping those tyrannical leaders of those countries, of those Arab countries, fight back the resistance that their people might have by using private military contractors in order to do that. And and it's really a dangerous type of thing. And now they're having drones. So now that they've made drones, they're going to start setting off these drones, going off and finding things based off of metadata, and attacking targets based off of metadata. And and that's going to set off how they have a flash stock market crashes. They might have flash warfares, proxy wars, where people set off a line of drones, and then another country attacks back by an automated response of drones. So this is really just they're ramping up the military technology, leading to all sorts of crazy, but he's more touching on the history of it, not the future of warfare. But the future is equally disturbing.
They had a TED talk about 10 years ago, if not longer, where they had a drone that was literally the size of a freaking dragonfly that had a C4 charge on it, that had facial recognition, that could literally target anybody in a crowd, hit him in the forehead, and explode.
And if you look at the country that I'm from, Pakistan, they murdered over 200,000. One report said 200,000 people murdered on the borders between Afghanistan and Pakistan during the Obama administration by the use of these drones. And literally they'd hit a target, and then the people would gather around and have a funeral, and they'd think they were gathering to do another strike. So then they'd bomb the funeral.
Jesus Christ.
Because this is an automated response from people millions of miles away. They couldn't possibly know what's happening on the ground. And there's literally people who take flight simulation courses that are piloting these things from through remote access. Is
from their bedroom in fucking Iowa.
It's become a sickness because the military, through exercise simulation, they are conditioned to do inhumane, right? And that I finally saw that, what is it? SEAL Team 666, the first series that EBT put up, and it makes sense. These military contractors and all of these defense manufacturers, they profit from war. So the lobbyists are in spreading the fear, promoting propaganda and all sorts of bullshit to instigate the use of military actions. And we are living in a police state. The U.S. military they're friendly for now, right? I honestly don't see the men and women of the military obediently. You know what, brothers and sisters, it is time for us to, where'd that comment go? I think it's time for us to interrupt the show on the international political stage. It's time for the citizens, the awakened citizens, to join and interrupt the show to rewrite the script for the future, because our Creator has given us a will and a power that I don't think we fully understand yet. And we, being you and me, I don't think we understand how powerful we are and what we may be capable of. I mean, because we've spent a life in this condition where wars are normal and taxation is just a part of it. And, you just don't get the things that you can't afford. Guys.
People underestimate what they can do and overestimate what they can do sometimes too. So, but the reality is, if you just start doing shit, And this is everybody. This is ubiquitous. People that are just doing shit are always going to accomplish it. The more you do, the more you'll accomplish. And the proof is in the pudding. Get up and just start moving a fucking pencil and get a pencil every time you come back into the room, move it out. Before you know it, you'll have no pencils left. You have to move pens. It's just going to build. Momentum begets momentum. And I think if anything can be learned from that, and your plight, Jack, is just keep doing stuff towards your fucking goal. I mean, that's my idea is when I get up, I try and just move forward. It's the best I can, even if it's haphazard. It's moving forward, getting this done because I know it has to be done, getting this done because I know it has to be done. These things are in the way. Move them.
Who determines what has to be done except you? So that's where I've been focusing my attention, is reviewing what actually has to be done, what actually will benefit, what actually brings forth. And let me not be a dick, because I know exactly what you're talking about, Scott. Sometimes shit's got to get done. You got to do it.
Jordan Peterson's thought about that when he says, clean your room, make your bed, because the power of accomplishment is going to lead you back to the things that you really, are necessary. And that's what you need to do. Focus on. I mean, there's wish lists, want lists, and need to have lists. Okay. The wish list and the want list could always be put off till the need to haves are handled.
Yes, and if I may, back to the faith. I mean, I wake up each day and there's a lot of uncertainties in this world, in the greater world, and in my life. Guys, I'm not sitting here on a secure ground for my future. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but I awaken each day and I do a check-in, a restart, a regroup, a renewal. I do an inventory of the day. Praise God. What are my needs? I need food, shelter, clothing, safety, Check. I got that for the day, so there's nothing to fear. I am so abundant because all of my needs are met. Now, my next topic is, how do I grow in my comfort and abundance so that I can help share the prosperity with others, or more so for me? I'm trying to find where I fit in. So I'm constantly searching for, where can I serve?
Yeah, well, complacency can be trouble, and I like Scott's attitude. I knew immediately, like, he's somebody who stays busy, and you know what I mean. I could tell that about him, and it's good because, like, and what helps me is making a list of things that I need to buy, a list of things that I want to buy, and a list of things to do, and whatever. And then you can do, like, marking stuff off the list, or I don't know. I love it. It feels good, even if it's so dumb, like clip my toenails, which is on my list. Do that here in a minute, but like on my want list is, all right. So, boom, I met this girl yesterday, or a woman, okay, and she wants a purple Lamborghini. So boom, I gotta find a way to get a purple Lamborghini, and she wants a trip to Venice, Italy. So I need tickets and an Airbnb and a purple Lamborghini by Saturday at 2 p.m. That's when she starts her shift at the strip club. That's where I met her. So yeah, I'm trying to scratch that shit off.
The purple Lamborghini.
She said it had to be purple. I was like, oh, she said a Lamborghini. I was like, with the candy paint? She was like, nah, purple. I was like, that.
The purple Lamborghini for the lady you met at the strip club last night. I friggin' love it. You know what?
I'm in love with her. I swear to God.
You what?
I'm in love with her. I fell in love with her.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sure it's a Diablo.
Say, oh yeah, he didn't specify. So, which one? So I already been on Turo. Are y'all familiar with the app called Turo? Turo. It's kind of like Airbnb, but like for your car. You can rent out your car on Turo. With a truck, a van, a Volkswagen Beetle, and I was on there searching Lamborghinis. Right? They don't have a purple one, but if I can come up with $892 on Saturday, I can rent this Lamborghini and show it. Like, come on, girl, let me give you a ride home, and you know what I mean. It might be worth it. I don't know.
I had some girls do that down in Miami one time, and fucking extremely expensive fucking charge they ended up with after toasting about 5 cars with their Lambo. They rented it and fucking smashed it within fucking 3 hours.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a good insurance package on it. So yeah, 892. Yes, Jonathan. That's what. Yeah, that's what it is for one day. Just to get laid. Yes. Yes. You're listening. But just to get laid by the baddest bitch that I have ever seen. And we actually talked to, like, I mean, we talked, you know, I mean, she's working, so you can't really, you got to take it with a grain of salt, you know what I mean? But like, yeah.
Sterling, is this real life? You're talking, this is a real experience? And,
IRL.
I couldn't make this up. No, this is real. Yeah.
I thought you were, but dude.
Ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous. I know. I don't want to get hung up on it, but like I could explain it. But like,
hey, she pulled on his dick in a way no other girl has ever pulled on it.
Were you there? Yesterday? How did
No, I just know the story. I have been there.
Hey, you know what? This is quit simping, dude. Seriously. That is the
okay.
Wake up call.
Yeah. Well, I'll be asleep then because I'll sleep till Saturday at 2 p.m. And you know, then I'm gonna pull up in my Lamborghini and we'll see who's woke.
What? Okay, you need a Lamborghini and then you need to take her where?
Where the fuck she wants? Oh, Venice.
Okay, so are you going to drive the Lambo to Italy, or are you going to have it shipped?
Don't be silly.
Or just Venice, Florida, Venice Beach. That's fucking a lot easier.
Venice, Italy. She specified that.
Venice Beach is close to Lido Beach, which is a topless beach, and that would work. I mean, that, you know.
That's not what she wants. I told her I was going to give her everything, and she started naming stuff, and I was like, damn. God, this is going to be tough, but all right. I had to like act like I was going to get it, so we'll see.
Hey, you know what, Sterling? God bless. I don't know the details, but this is your life to live, and if that is where your spirit is guiding you, have fun. But
no, have you ever heard the Gangstar song "Betrayal"?
Well, that was the other. No, please go. What were you?
What's the point of it?
Wow, I just hope you don't get robbed or anything.
I'm giving it to her. I'm gonna get robbed if I'm giving it. I'm like boom, and you know, nah. I mean, like.
But I mean, for some girl that you just met, that might be cap because she might be on some shit like trying to scheme on you, and that she might just fucking, I don't know. You know, you might want to get to know her better. You know,
before I rent a Lamborghini for today, I'm like,
maybe. You know, because she might come in there just tore up already, just on some shit like, oh shit, I'm about to ride around in a Lamborghini all fucked up, ready to.
No, she don't do drugs. She gets 9 hours of sleep every night. Like, I mean, she's bad. I'm telling you, like this. I'm telling you,
that's a lazy bitch.
Hey, you know what?
No,
that is. If I was in your shoes and you had access to just rent one and explore that, that's something I'd probably do. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn.
Be honest about it.
You convinced me. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna do it.
Well, no. Hey, just because I say that doesn't mean it's a good idea. I've been
I'm taking right. Don't back off of that. But no, I'm just kind of cutting up a little bit, kind of, sort of. But for me though, if you really want to get real, like I've never been happy with just one girl. Like as soon as I get a girl, like I'm just like my head's on the swivel, looking at everything else.
You're not unique that way.
Is there a better option? Would I be happier there? Would she do this and do that? And but then I saw this girl talk to this girl, and I said, you know what? I might stop swiveling if I had a chick like this.
No, you won't.
I don't know, or not, but for anyone less, I know I won't. So I mean, I'm just, you know.
Sterling,
go ahead.
You're lying to yourself, brother. Okay, and if you've noticed that about yourself, that even when you're with one, that you're swiveling over looking for the next, it's something within you. Okay, because
It's called Cialis and a Viagra. I'm gonna pop a Cialis and a Viagra and just be on a swivel.
we're living different lives, man.
No, I'm not here to judge that mine's better, but
Amen. No.
Wait, if your pecker ain't working, you got to use Cialis and Viagra. How can it be better?
well, listen. Like sometimes people take a Xanax not because they need it. You understand? Like I'm not saying I necessarily need it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Enhancement aid, an enhancement aid. I get it.
Okay.
Honestly, that's cannabis for me. I use it as an aid and enhancement for meditation to calm the mind. But
I use it as an air freshener.
I'm pretty sure I'm addicted to cannabis. But yeah, I think I'll work on that and somewhere down the line with the coffee and cannabis addiction. Really, I need them to work. They're like two pressure valves that stay constantly engaged. And yeah, it's a problem.
I just broke myself from caffeine, and then today at church I had some coffee again. But I went through the headaches and what's that?
You relapsed. You fell off the wagon.
Yeah, I did. It's a conscious choice.
Yeah.
My addiction is still the stinking nicotine, to be honest. But I know that is coming to its end. It's just a matter of the will and motivation. But yeah, I relapsed at church, Michelle. With the caffeine and the coffee. It was free, man.
That's a good reason. It was free, man.
Hey, this idea, I'm offering observations, and I don't mean to be rude, Sterling.
Hit me with it. I can take it.
Well, with the relationship thing, I'm casting observations without asking a lot of questions or even an invitation. But what I've learned is this life is for us, and life is lived through us. And we can come up with all sorts of reasons to hold ourselves back or to do obviously stupid things as well. Okay, so Sterling, only you know if that's an honestly stupid thing or a good idea.
It's the best
to
I've ever
explore,
with honest guy. Like, I mean, that's just me though. That's my opinion.
I couldn't hear you. I turned your audio is soft, Marlon.
Oh,
Sterling.
hold on. I can put on a headset. I'll be right back.
All right.
So otherwise, how you been, Jack? What's been going on? Anything new? Anything real exciting? Did you do anything Friday, Saturday night?
I think so. No, I stayed in and I explored the online. I was with you last night, wasn't I, Machine Lies? Did I venture that way?
Yeah, we were there. Yeah. Yeah, we were there. Many awkward moments. Yes. Yeah.
What was your stream about?
It was about subversion and centrifuge and where they interlink, I guess. And yeah, especially in the case of the Middle East conflict. And yeah, we're kind of going over the early history of the Middle East from 400 BC to 1 AD on the last two shows we did. And then we open it up for the panel, and the panel does what it needs to do. I think lots of interesting discussions were had last two times, and yesterday I think the brother 6079 Smith came to some interesting realizations, about his own life. And I think at least for him, I think they'll be beneficial if he rewatches them, if he is in the audience. But yeah, bless 6079 Smith. I think he was the star of yesterday's show. But yeah.
You think you're helping to ground him in what he's doing? Because I think he's got a great gift, but he just hasn't really fine-tuned what it's about.
Well, I think he was just having a rough night. I think he was thinking about his dad, and I was just kind of just trying to be there for him. Me personally, that's how I felt it was going down. But you know, I think he's all right. You know, but yeah, I don't know if he's okay. You know, I hope he's okay. But yeah, he was having a rough night last night, and I think some of the panel participants helped to ground him. Hopefully, you know, but yeah.
There's a lot of people out here in this world that can push you the wrong way, and I hate that about people, but it tends to be kind of the norm sometimes. You know, when I tend to like to lift people up as best I can, and you know, thank them for anything and everything they do.
All right, y'all, let me know if this is better.
That's
Oh,
better,
much
Sterling.
better.
All right,
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
Sterling.
Go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, I'm not going to pull up the comments, but Chuck, and don't judge me regarding our brother Smith. I believe if he would allow himself to understand me. I've been through that pattern of behavior that he's demonstrating, and it's not healthy. And brothers and sisters, what for those who are dealing with addiction, or if you've got someone close to you that you feel helpless watching them destroy themselves, and it's really easy to get angry at them. It's really easy to build walls because obviously they can't be trusted. Many addicts are stealing and they'll do stupid things. But brothers and sisters, if there is ever a time to love, it's those people who are suffering. And it doesn't mean enabling, but it means helping them feel space. If you can create a moment of safety, a moment of trust for them to let their guard down, and you can remind them of their worthiness, brothers and sisters, our addictions, even the ones I've admitted to and the ones I've carried, our addictions come down to our excuses, our belief that we're not worthy. Everyone's worthy. Everyone's worthy of change, a second chance, of improving. And there's an addiction right now. Dude, this world we're living in, it literally profits from addiction and trauma and conflict. This is utter insanity. The state of the world, it is absolutely insane. and I think we're supposed to change it. I don't know how to get more people involved in that, but I think we're supposed to do that somehow.
That would be a very tall order. And the only reason I say that is my fucking word. How much chaos and mayhem is going on at one time in any given fucking city? Now, if you think about it and you go back, Machine Lies, your discussion of the Middle East and all the crap that was going on that you must have had in the other channel. We go to today and 5G and 5mm technology, and you go back to the first Gulf War. These people were giving up. You were talking about that earlier, Jack. That whole area has been destabilized purposely for I don't know. I do believe probably some end game scenario, end times prophecy fulfilling. I would call it a stage play, a staged act. Because I don't see this as God's promoting this. I see this as a bunch of assholes.
The stage is set, yes, for for things to get worse, and it does look pretty dark and cloudy for the future on the horizon. Hey, real quick, Michael A., congrats, and I am offering encouragement. Celebrate that change, right? The health that you feel, man, that is so important because once we start going up on health, there's no limit. We can just keep getting healthier until something changes. Hey, regarding the state of the world, though, I don't want it to, this isn't a religious or a church type perspective, but if we can collectively agree that this is a spiritual experience, there's spiritual energies, there's something powerful with prayer and faith. When we come together as family, community, with the power of prayer and faith, that the answers will come, that the solutions will be revealed, that our opportunities will come forth. I'm pretty sure that's how this realm works.
How about this? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can you hear me? I'm trying another headset. Is this okay?
It's a little softer, but yeah,
right.
you're good.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Maybe we can turn it up too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that right now. Sorry.
Connection and technology. When this stuff works, it makes life real easy and convenient. But what's the world gonna do when the power grids go out? Right?
Hold on. You try to turn me up. I couldn't do it. If you would please. Sorry,
yeah.
If it doesn't,
they're all going to live in a van down by the river with solar panels on top.
Give that a try, Sterling. I got you up a bit.
All right, yeah. What about now? Can you hear me now? I got a lot of dumb things I want to say, and I want you to hear every one of them.
I got you all the way up.
Keep it going. Yeah, Max and shit down. Yeah, all right, good.
You have to get closer to the microphone, Sterling.
All right, cool. Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, I'm up close right now. So let me know. If not, I'll just reset it.
All right, not in your mouth.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, no, if it's not good, I'll leave and come back. Just let me know for real. I don't want to be a bother.
It's
not good.
All right, bye.
It's I was gonna say it's soft.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah, brother.
How are you?
I am feeling blessed. Planting.
You seem like you're peaceful.
What's that?
I said you seem very peaceful, which is good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel at peace. I've received a lot of confirmation in my own perspective, things that have been reminded me, and expanding my own faith. I don't think you guys understand. Your words are a picture, and a picture presents presence. Present the fractions and sound off, because that's what we have.
Mm-hmm.
I think I get you, kind of, but not really. The power of words, though. The words reveal our expressions, and we express what is within us. And we each have our limits on how well we express ourselves, how well we, share what we know, what we've learned, or what we're feeling. The power is in the words, right?
Yeah.
And the words we carry in ourselves, particularly the words we say about ourselves and the words we say about the world we live in, we get to restructure, redefine, we get to recreate what we believe about ourselves and how we see the world, because the world is going to be how it is. But if we're going to get up every day and we're going to be angry or afraid or miserable or depressed, if we're feeling shame, guys, that's not how we're supposed to be.
And what this person said is highly relevant in my view, because actually you can cut off a picture, and they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but really a moment in time is really worth 1,000 picture frames. You could really slice the moment in so many, you could make thousands of pictures off of a single, just a minute long clip. It's literally like 1 million images in there.
They got 120 frames a second, up to 500 frames a second. So add
500
that.
frames a second, yeah. Yeah. But you know, time is so much that you can't divide a moment, you know, and just separate it from the rest of existence. But all you have is the fragments. But you know, nature abhors a vacuum. If you just cut this moment from the rest of time and try to examine it, you'll be there forever. You know, because you could literally subdivide a moment for like almost infinity. You know, if you want to. You know, so really, you know. You know, you know, there's nothing that's not connected to every other moment, you know, so it would be kind of, you know, selfish to subdivide in a moment, you know, and just have the parts of it, you know, because that's really not seeing the bigger picture. You know, you can only move from a point of stillness. You know, you can only see movement from a more relation from a point of stillness, you know.
I don't know if that relates. I honestly don't know what
Oh
that
yeah,
means.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, he had a paradox of movement where he said if you shoot an arrow through the air, each moment you look at it, it's at a place. You know, so as it moves through time, you know, you have to say it's just still at different places. So he said the arrow actually never moves through the air because if you look at it at any one moment, it's at a place. You know, so he said so he called this the paradox of movement. Yeah, it's an interesting philosophical problem. Yeah.
There's all these
It is.
observations on things. There's the other and I might be misremembering this, but you can calculate velocity or mass, but not one or the other. If, in other words, you got to have it stationary for its mass to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
I know
misremembering.
you're right, Jack. That is true. Frequency equals velocity over mass. But to comment on machine lies, he's so correct on that. Scriptures say to live today like you're gonna die tomorrow, and to live life that you can live forever. So you have to live it moment by moment and plan that you can live forever, which means that you're not gonna live forever, but you leave something for your own family or for others that you are around in your community, and that's how you should live. It's not just about you.
True.
That's exactly why I eat extra every day, so I can live forever. I want to carry on.
Okay, am I right? Am I better now?
Yep.
Am I good?
Yep. It's perfect.
All right, carry
Clear
on.
and beautiful. Thank you, brother.
Carry on. Carry on.
It even sounds like a touch of reverb now, for crying out loud.
Oh, damn it! I suck, y'all. Oh my
No,
God.
it sounds
It
beautiful.
sounds good. It sounds good. I'm just wondering
Yeah.
how the hell you got that in mind. That worked out.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
beautiful.
don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm back. So please continue.
Thank
Back
you.
where we started.
I'm trying to remember where we were at. I did have it. Damn it. We were going with
Machine Lies was talking to him, and then Sterling came up with the purple Lamborghini and the hooker and the
Sex worker. She was a sex worker.
sex worker. Same thing. I'm sorry. The lady of the evening.
Don't do that.
Damsel in distress.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna see what
I do agree. Hey, I trade places with you, man. Just give me the keys to the Lambo.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I'm good.
life is an adventure. But the important thing, what I've been practicing, guys, plant with the topic, planting for growth. Start today with the awareness that, all right, today starts anew. Allow ourselves to let go, to restart, and recognize that the future, man, the future is where life is at. The future is where God is at. And I think if we're honest and loving, I believe the path is revealed for us. And actually, whether we're honest and loving or not, the path is revealed for us. It's just when we're caught up in our opinions and our memories and all this crap, We don't see the opportunities. We don't see the good or the blessings.
Jack, when you say God's in the future, I mean you're talking about near future, if not almost present, aren't you? I mean, because
Yeah.
knocking the door will be open, seeking ye shall find, asking ye shall receive. And I truly believe in those sentiments, and not only for myself, for everyone. You can really put out into this world. That's what the secret's all about. I mean, and the secret's ancient wisdom. I mean, even the Tao talks about it. You
Right.
need to be putting the most positive messages out possible if that's what you want in return.
Right. It's the power of prayer. It's been
Power of
eternally
intention.
there.
Wayne Dyer called it the power of intention.
Yeah. It's the focus. It's the intention of our minds. The power of our minds. It reveals it all. I mean, here's the
Tony Robbins calls it personal power, the power within.
well, I'm going more in the spiritual perspective. Surrendering my will to the will of love. Because and I spoke about, I know just now I said God's in the future, but early in the stream I talked about how this Christic spirit is eternal and it's always here. It is the loving awareness of the presence of God that is always here. And so God is at all
show up.
times.
Is that what you're saying? Seeking him and he'll show up. He's there in your future. You just have to look for him.
Yes. Well, and the thought is we'll know more about the creation once we're beyond it. Once we're no longer trapped in the limits of form and space and time, we'll know more. And in my practice of learning meditation and stillness, today's been a chill panel, so I was prepared to do this if it got out of control. But
I will flip out right now if you want me to. Like, yeah.
No, I want to share.
I'll tell all y'all how dumb you are right now. I will go down the list one at a time. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. We can keep it chill.
Hey, it's something I practiced today, and I think it's helpful. The concept that I took in myself is that, God, the knower and knowing, is the intelligence that we'll know beyond breath, right? So there's a connection.
You lost me, but go ahead. You lost me, but go ahead.
After we die, we no longer breathe, and at that point, we'll know the divine intelligence. We'll meet the Creator, so they say. But in this form, we can still move ourselves beyond breath, right? When beauty strikes us, when love strikes us, it can take our breath away. That's the power of God. And so we can bring ourselves to that breathless state. And when we do that, it brings in a peace. So it's real simple too. If you consciously can conceptualize that by that without breath and in the calm and peace of the moment, there is a connection to the divine. 3 breaths, man.
Okay, yeah. When she went to the top of the pole and then like turned upside down, I was like breathless. And I was like, I was like, this is divine right here. This is divine. Like, I'm just saying, like,
Sterling. That's what Sterling.
Yeah. You can make fun of me. Go ahead. It's funny. It's cool. Go ahead.
Sterling's his mind is being led by one head for sure. Hey, 3 breaths. That's what I found for myself earlier. Not while you're driving, but when you're just practice it, try it. Just 3 deep breaths all the way in and all the way out.
Hey, can I give you a suggestion on that, Jack? When you breathe out, breathe all the way out, and then try and push the last little bit out of the lower part of your stomach.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let that garbage out.
Do that 3 times, and you will feel yourself. I even feel a little bit of dizziness, a little bit of sensation, but it is a calm that will set in. And recognize that's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be calm, even when we're breathing. And it is our breath. Our breath matches our life. When we get excited, the breath will start to speed up and agitate.
Should you inhale through your nose?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Exhale through the mouth. Try and get it all out. And you inhale through your nose, from what I understand, because that helps to humidify the air that you're breathing in, making it more able to penetrate where it needs to go in, to oxygenate your cells.
That's very true. Actually, you're supposed to breathe through your nose. When I used to box, Jack, if you get tired, that means either you're not in shape or you're breathing from your mouth. You have to breathe from your nose. It has a total different muscles that your brain uses to take that all in and open up your lungs a little more as you exercise and be more healthy. So, yeah, definitely breathe through your nose for meditation, for sports, whatever you got to do.
And you won't drool as much either.
Yeah. Yeah. Soft little state.
What up?
We have developed into a bunch of mouth breathers, haven't we?
You must not be seeing what me and Tarek are doing down here with our noses.
Hey, how you doing today, Flo?
I'm
Good
all right.
to see you, brother. Welcome.
Good to see you
He
too.
took our pictures off the wall, Jack.
I did. I was sick of you motherfuckers.
What?
Shame. Sam Elliott, though, I'll give you that. I'll give you Sam.
I'm tired of hearing everybody go, "Is that Jack and Scott?"
You're
yeah,
the one that
motherfucker. I
brought it
commissioned
up.
paintings of Jack and Scott.
Come on. They were great photos.
I should, and I could sell prints.
There you go. There you go. I mean, hey, it's all part of the freaking ambiance of this whole freaking mess. You might as well put them back. But Flo, you look sort of Rambo tonight. What's happening?
It's a good look.
Do I? I don't know. I've still got my sunglasses on my head because my future is so bright. I got to wear shades.
You stole it. You
Try that again one more time.
God,
You're
you
having
stole that joke. You stole that joke. That's not a real.
No, I didn't.
100% you did.
No, I didn't.
All right. All right. What's the dude's
I
name?
just made that up. I just made that up.
Whatever. Don't bite nobody's jokes. Make your own jokes.
My joke.
Too
And he's
funny.
sticking to it.
Yeah.
What day?
Sort of like your keyboard is sticking to to itself.
The sticky keys there, Sterling.
I was shooting ropes thinking about that stripper hitting a pole.
I just noticed they shut down one of our longtime strip clubs here in town. It's
Fucking
It's a blessing.
Well,
Get out
yes,
that
and
membership card, Jack.
I met a lot of nice ladies there a long time ago, but
Apparently, you weren't patronizing. You weren't going there enough.
no, they lost my money a long time ago.
They don't
I
really
got
like you
rejected.
anyways.
What's that?
They don't really like you anyways.
I know. That's what I'm finding out. No, we had I think they're all over. One of the deja vus. Is that a thing elsewhere?
Yeah, it's in Michigan too.
Yeah, I know they got it in Seattle. And
Can I tell you a secret, Jack, about strip clubs that you may not know? Most strip clubs that are successful, almost all of them, they're all controlled by the DEA and agencies. What they do is they fund these places, and of course, that's only my belief. I'll say that, and that's how they're able to catch all drug dealers and people that are making crooked business deals. and usually a lot of people go there for that, and they catch people doing a lot of shit, and that's they're usually in on it. Just to let you know.
You know, the advice I'd give is don't believe the Tuesday taco special. It's the tacos aren't that great. The daytime strippers aren't that great either. So
I agree.
I have done that though. I've had buffet. I've gone for a buffet at a strip club, and
What?
yeah,
That just sounds wrong. That just sounds wrong, Jack.
it was. It was just
Everything.
It made no sense. But it was
It
a
was a
strip club.
5-star chef, right? It was a 5-star.
No, it was a strip club outside of Fort Lewis. So it was designed. It was there for the military, I'm sure. But
There's several strip clubs that do that. There's
I've never eaten at a strip club.
I don't
think I
recommend
ever
it.
will.
Yeah.
And I've been going to strip clubs since I was 15 years old. So
Hell yeah.
You'll be surprised, Flow State. Some of them have really good food.
I wouldn't know, and I will never know. I just
Steve
got it.
is at a strip club right now having a 5-star meal.
If I can't
Well, that's
consume it
women's
through a
night.
straw, I'm not.
How's
consuming it
the
through a
talent
strip club.
tonight, Steve? There you go.
Whoops! Did I do
He
that?
must be in the back getting a lap dance. Sorry, guys.
I didn't mean to. Did I do that?
He's
Or
eating.
put yourself back.
So we just need some bump up music, and then Steve, with some fucking flashing lights behind him and stuff, and a couple pairs of legs walking behind him, and we could sell that as a strip joint easy.
He
Strip
kind of
joint
looks and
buffet.
sounds like the worst DJ ever. Like this next one.
The next one. Oh man, there was a DJ at the at one of the dollhouses down here in Florida years ago. California Quake, actually a very popular guy over the years.
Never heard of him. Not that popular.
Yeah, he was popular. Trust me, Michael J. Peters loved. Everybody knew him. Well, Michael J. Peters. You have to know that name, and then you can go.
Don't know him.
Okay, well, then you don't know the names.
Not very famous.
Okay, and you aren't either. So moving
People
right
know me.
on. Right, nobody does. So moving.
Ask
right
anybody here.
I knew you. I know Flo State. I've seen him on a panel before. Yeah.
See, I'm more famous than whoever your DJ is.
So Quake used to do the, guys come in, they have bachelor parties, and one of his funniest jokes was, "Hey, I heard your fiance, if you put a quarter in her jaw drops open." I'm like, holy fuck, that was a cold one. But he had a bunch of them. I mean, when they'd put a guy on stage and have the girls walk around him, and this guy just had fucking 3 to 5 minutes worth of fucking roast. Boom, right off the top of his head.
That's not what I go there to do, though. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, you always roast your buddy when he's fucking. It's his bachelor party. You put him on stage with fucking bunch of hot girls, and you have the DJ roast him. That's the
well, the DJ doesn't roast him, but you do put him on stage. I'll agree with that.
Well,
I have a buddy who got farted on, right? So he went up to the stage and he put a $1 bill. He folded it up and put it in his mouth, and you hope that you get a motorboat or something when she comes over. And he got an ass motorboat. He got an ass motorboat, and she fucking like you couldn't hear anything. The music was going right. You just you see him, and he's getting like the ass motorboat, which is always what you don't want, really, anyways. But then he just grabs her butt cheeks and throws her down on the stage, and all the bouncers start rushing at us. But he pulls off his glasses and starts like freaking out and rubbing his eyes and stuff. And once they realized that she farted in his face, they chilled and just let him go.
Dude, I was in the a place, oh my God, back in the back, this guy had white pants on, and all of a sudden a girl was giving him a dance. She thought she was cutting a fart, and she let loose diarrhea on this guy with white pants, light colored pants. It was fucking, dark light room, like fucking neon lights or whatever. But this guy, she's trying to get him napkins. He's like, what the fuck am I gonna do with napkins? It's like hilarious. It stunk to high heaven. It was fucking nasty.
I'm actually wearing a strip club hat right now from the Shady Lady.
My God.
There you go. The Shady Lady. That sounds like your kind of place, Flo.
It was my type of place, but the hat cost exactly the same price as a lap dance. And so when I bought the hat, there was a couple strippers like right beside me, and they were all like, Why don't you buy a dance with that? So I can't wear your pussy home on my head.
You could try.
Can we change this subject?
If we must, sure, yeah.
Okay, one more comment about Gash, and then we can move along. Never mind. I said it there.
Grow up, Scott.
Well, humans are fascinating. I've been a part of that voyage. I've spent my time at the strip bar, and I've objectified women, and I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. But I don't think that's why we're here.
Yeah, we need to go to the strip joint. That's what the problem is.
No,
get it together.
No.
How about we focus on creating a world where people don't, sell their bodies and for employers?
Nah, I just want a big booty Latina and a Lamborghini and boom, with some Cuban links and yeah. But do you though? But do you?
Yeah, I'm going to go along with that. I think that's an interesting subject, Jack. But I'm going to go along with Sterling a little bit out here on this side of if guys are having problems relating to women, that might be a good way to fucking break the ice and move in towards at least being able to open up to a woman. So I don't really get just fucking canceling that. I think it should be monitored. I think if you're going to go into the sex worker fucking side of it, things should be regulated. However, just cutting it off, it's going to happen anyways. It's fucking naturally been happening. It's the fucking oldest currency in the books.
Scott,
you making sense
here. It's also said that even 2,000 years ago, at the time of the Christ, that this was Satan's world. And so you're right. The oldest profession has been men taking advantage of women because men determined that gold or money had some sort of value.
Women take advantage of men too. It goes both ways.
Thank you.
Amen. It goes both ways. But I've outgrown it. And, actually, Scott, you bring up an interesting point, though, because admittedly, I was so insecure. Actually, talking to a beautiful woman at a strip club helped me develop in some of my confidence. I never really thought about it that way, but that could be part of the truth. Talking to professionals helped me.
Yeah, they know what they're talking about. Yeah. I talk to them about all my problems. Yeah. You don't need a therapist. And really good.
Like that too.
Yeah. You know what you're doing.
So Steve's back from the depths of hell. What do you think about this head motherfucker in charge?
Prostitution?
Yeah.
I think if the government shuts down and we're all shit out of luck taking care of each other, women have an easy way out to make a living, for sure.
Look, you're never broke as long as you have a butthole.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ, Flo, how long did you sit in jail? I mean, stand.
Holy cow. See, that just shows the sickness of humanity.
Well, you're the one who laughed at it.
I think it's true.
You're the one who laughed at it.
The truth is comical. God has an amazing sense of humor, and I find humor in the truth. And we are beasts. Dude, humans will fuck anything. They're just, look around at the stories. People are crazy.
Let's put this correctly. Some human beings.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Anyway.
Yeah.
What is the topic of this stream?
That's
not that. It was not that. The topic was horrible.
Planting for growth.
I want to have a serious conversation. They keep taking it back to that superficial 7th grade shit. I mean, it's whatever you are.
It was you and your purple Lamborghini, Sterling. To be honest,
she will accept violet. She said she would accept like lavender. Is what she said. It's like a light purple. But
light purple and Venice. Okay, we got to get it.
All I can find is a yellow one, so she's gonna have to make do.
It's close enough. It's close enough.
It's the only one in the whole state for rent, so it's gonna have to work.
Yeah, I mean that's basically the same color. It's like a shade or two off.
Have it wrap purple for the day.
I thought about that. I'm gonna look how much that costs too. That's a good idea, actually. My friend does that. I'm gonna call him. Good idea.
Hey, you know what? Life is a gamble, but we're
You gotta
investing
stream
for
this.
our future. What's
Jack,
that?
you gotta stream this for Sterling. When he does this, you should stream it.
No.
Okay, never mind.
I got a nanny cam set up, and it's gonna be we're gonna stream it for sure. We're gonna make a movie.
Okay, I didn't mean to fucking hide a cam on the stripper, but if that's
Oh
what
no, I didn't
do,
either. That's not what I mean. No, I would never do that.
Not on one, in one.
in one. There you go.
Nah, I will come back and tell you guys all about it though.
Jack, will you
Jack,
get us under
actually-
control? This is out of control.
It is. Jack, you're absolutely correct. The strip clubs are the devil, man. All right. Just to be honest and be straight with Scott, it does not solve your problems going to a strip club. When I used to go back in the days and I had a lot of money, I used to spend about $3,000 to $5,000 a day with my friends on just one day. And what
Holy
it does to
shit,
you,
dog.
well, yeah. I mean, you're talking about $1,500 for a stripper, and you're talking about drinks and food, and it adds up right away. Waitresses, you're drinking, you're tipping people $300-400 a waitress. You don't give a fuck. So, to make a long story short, all that money that you're spending on those strippers, you're able in their habit. And at the same time, instead of you saving it for a rainy day or give it to your somebody that needs it besides your family because you have money.
Where did all that cash come from? That's the question.
I used to have my own construction company for like 15 years.
I like the older you better. I like the old you. We need to get you back to that healthy you.
No.
I like walking into strip joints and coming out with more money than I had when I walked in. That's the way to play.
From doing what, Scott?
Can't say. I just had
like
luck.
you said,
I mean,
Flo.
I'd
Everyone's
find
got a
money on
butthole.
the floor, all kinds of shit.
Hey, I was just kidding, Unslaved Truth. Don't come at me. I was just kidding around, bro. I respect your
grab my
opinion.
ankles if I had to, Sterling. So don't worry.
Scott definitely worked the day shift.
Never. Well, no, I can't say that. I kind of did work the day shift once in a while, just because I had to.
But in all seriousness, I do agree. Strip clubs are not a good thing.
Hey,
house visits are better, right, Flo?
Here is the truth that I've learned, and I encourage you to consider it. While it sounds lame and tame, there's a Christic presence that is within us that can identify the beauty without objectifying, without lusting. We can appreciate the beauty of God's creations, and our minds, they do become corrupted. I mean, I've seen a lot of data and Flo, that thing that you shared about the way porn has affected people. Holy crap, man. It makes sense. Our minds are supposed to be pure, and we corrupt ourselves, and through the dis-ease of impure thoughts, we bring damage into our bodies.
I don't know that I'd agree with the disease of impure thoughts. It's more like it's like a drug.
Yep,
it is. Yeah, it's a drug.
I think
drive the chemicals within us.
Right.
Our thoughts drive the chemicals our brains and all that delivers. So
I'll look up that video. What Jack's referring to is I shared a video about porn addiction a while back that was like, because I've been to rehab a few times, and like I always heard people talk, every time I heard about porn addiction or sex addiction or anything besides hard drugs, I was like, that's bullshit. Those aren't real addictions. Let me tell you about a real addiction. But then I saw this video that I'm going to find, and it broke down it just broke it down in a way that completely, I did a 180 in my opinion. And now I think that porn is destroying civilization.
Yeah, I think I saw the same video. Yeah, I actually don't even engage in strip clubs or pornography because it's a religious kind of thing for me. We're not supposed to look at women that way, we think that women should actually protect themselves, or protect their beauty, save it for marriage, and that type of stuff. So I actually never been to a strip club or anything like that. But yeah, I know that that porn addiction causes people to ramp up their sexual tendencies. It actually leads to homosexuality in a lot of cases.
Holy
and
shit.
it leads to
It
it leads
does.
to impotence. You know, especially the younger you do it, you know, younger and younger you'll have impotence. And actually there's a lot of things in the chemicals that we use, you know, like you know, just random household chemicals that cause endocrine disruption, and they cause your body to change the hormones within the system. And actually kids
Yeah.
are being born today with feminized genitalias, you know, at a rapid rate, and they're actually born with genetic malfunctions. And if
Is
you
that
could think
called
of
a
a generation,
vagina? Is that
yeah,
called
I
a
mean,
vagina?
I mean, if you could think of somebody who's gonna do like a school shooting or somebody, I mean, just think of somebody with like, you know, born with a micro penis that can't really do anything about, you know, their condition. And you know, I mean, it's sad to say, but this is the kind of world that we're gonna be living in the future. You know, with all these hormone, you know,
Deficiencies.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, thank you,
But
Flo. Is that
yeah.
that guy?
Yeah, it is.
What? Who was that? I don't remember.
John Doyle.
Yes, he's more conservative minded than I am, but he does some great presentations, and that is a great one. It was like a nail in the coffin for me. It was, I'd been on the edge wondering about, you know, what is right regarding the sexual stuff, but that just, it made sense.
See, it wasn't even my shit wasn't even in a coffin. I thought it was harmless, whatever. It never hurt, you know, whatever, blah, 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 all that shit. And then I watched that video and I decided that it's what's destroying civilization. So I did a complete reversal from watching that video.
It's amazing how learning different things can really sway us. And that's actually what I'm hoping for the future. I'm hoping that people will start learning and understanding different things about themselves and each other, and we're going to find a different way for the collective to operate.
On these panels, I've seen some intellect that's actually remarkable. And what I sense is I'm more attracted to the discussions that evolve and don't devolve, but evolve into, you know, more heady discussions, more, you know, learning
Heady.
moments, teachable moments.
He
Well,
said
you
heady.
liked the heady, didn't you? you liked heady, didn't you?
Oh
So,
my
with that being said, I've caught a few discussions, and you know, I'll probably go back and try and watch TML's stream from yesterday. He's talking about just simply because those things interest me, and that, you know, evolution of how that fucking cesspool came about. I mean, I'd like to hear your take on it.
TML's streams are the most extreme combination of very intellectual shit and the lowest form of brawling. It's crazy.
Is it? I've
Yeah,
never
and it
seen
goes back
one.
and forth too. It's like brawl, 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 and then this intellectual bullshit over here that I've never, like, I'm learning new stuff about philosophers and shit, and back to EBT being a drunk douchebag. It's just it's a good time. You're not bored. How about that?
Thank you, Flo, man. Bless you. Yeah.
It's open panels. You do open panels too?
Yeah, it's open. It's extremely open. Yeah.
No, it's my first time on
Unregulated.
it. It was good.
I'm not sure what to make of that.
Yeah, that's
No,
more
it's good.
information on porn addiction right there. By Dr. Gary Wilson, who does the same thing about how it causes impotence and it causes you to lead to more extreme forms of sexual behavior, like homosexuality and all that type of stuff.
Or
Yeah.
See, I think I should lie.
Like,
I think I should
gotta
lie to
think-
you now, because
I gotta
tried
think that the cuck trend is purely a product of porn.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like,
yeah. It's
I
got
got introduced to I got introduced to porn and
Jack just
Playboys and
came up.
penthouses early in life, and then ended up having access to women and fun early in life, and then decided that you know, chasing it like that, it was more easy to be close to them and be in that circle with them rather than to chase them, to be their friend and be the confidant, and I turned into I don't know what you'd call it other than, you know, more like a brother figure to a lot of different women, and kind of like a security figure to them in other respects. And
so you're saying you got so much pussy, you decided to move into the friend zone?
Threw it away. I had so much that I had to give it away to friends.
Yeah.
Type 1 in the chat if you believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe if anybody believes it. I don't care if anybody believes it. My friends that got the benefit of that, you know, they would absolutely go, "Oh yeah, that guy was fucking hellaciously kind with his fucking women."
No, I can see that.
Actually, I may believe that. I take it back. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, Scott. Yeah, I get it, man. You got a lot of wisdom to pass on, and I want to be like you one day. But like, I don't know, man. I just cut up, and I'm just having fun, and I'm not smart enough to say the things you say, so I just kind of go back to the little 8th grade bullshit about big booty Latinas and dumb shit, But yeah. Don't let me derail this from what happened. Yeah.
The thing that happened for me is I ended up developing a taste for women that were out of my league. And that left me with a desire to have to play for women out of my league, which left me with a lot of women that I didn't desire that were in my league and, even above my league, but not what I wanted. So,
but
Jack, where did we go with this now? But the truth behind that is how to play for those women is respecting them. And most of those women aren't being played for. The top fucking tier women, guys are afraid of them right off the fucking bat.
He's actually true. This is wisdom from the friend zone that he's sharing with you, but it is true.
No, it's wisdom from a guy who's lock, stock, and barrel knocked them over and over and over again. And it's because I have a silver tongue and have written a lot of fucking songs. I've been on the radio with a few of my lyrics, and all I am is a wordsmith, a fucking silver tongue fucking devil.
Can you sing us one of your songs?
Many of them if I wanted to. Why do you want to hear them?
Just because.
I don't know. That's a little weird, but yeah.
Don't judge me, Derek.
What do you want to hear?
I'm just messing.
You want to hear something that'll pick up the pussy?
Yes. See if you can make the women slide off their chairs.
Yeah, let's hear it, Scott. What's your move?
Actually, let's not. Scott.
Yeah.
Scott has a variety of songs available, and he's shared some of them. He's got plenty of songs, but in the tales of conquests of women, were you serving them or just yourself?
It depends on the moment in time, Jack.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm not gonna make no mistakes. Go ahead.
That's fair.
I mean, there was a lot of mutual servicing going on.
Well, yeah. I used to tell myself that too until I became more honest. And my path, I'm sharing these things. I share a lot of my path because I think there's a reason it's happened. When my world started crumbling, I did a lot of inner work, and I started thinking about some of the way I've treated some of the past women. I didn't appreciate them. I just used them for their body, and some of them were just using me for my body, but it's still
Were you honest with them up front? Because that's key.
Yes.
I'm a fan of brutal honesty, and unfortunately that has led me to some paths that have been not so fucking, I wouldn't say popular for anybody to consider, but honesty is the best policy, and I stick with it. So when you see someone and you're going to do something with them and you don't think you're going to do it again, you should be brutally honest with them. Say, hey, this is just about me. It's about this. It's about now. And fuck, I'm not even sure I want to be here. And
I was honest, but in hindsight, when I looked at myself, I was not proud of allowing myself to be nothing more than a fucking beast who just wanted to run around and get laid. That's not a respectful man.
Yeah.
I agree. I won't take offense to that at all. Go ahead. Keep going.
Well, it's part of our...
been there, Jack, though.
We have. And honestly, though, we're at a time in this world where it is time for humanity to start reevaluating our values. Is it right? Is it right that people are sleeping in the streets in our communities? Is it right that women are selling their bodies just because they don't see a lot of other opportunities.
But take 20 years off of each of us and change the conversation, and we'd be talking about the girls going, hey, if you can make it on OnlyFans, who the fuck cares?
Hey.
So the problem is the dipshits that are running around with this next generation coming up, they're no wiser. I mean, they don't know anything other than selling themselves, it seems, in some cases.
Yeah, we'll keep praying for him, Scott. We'll keep praying for him. But Jack, go ahead.
I would agree with that.
Well, all I was going to say is we'll keep praying for them. And then also, like, I haven't been at a strip club for like 20 years just to make sure everybody understand that was my past. But what Machine Lies was saying as well, and this is my belief, is that when you masturbate or you have a lot of sex, you lose a lot of dopamine. Dopamine is actually a hormone. So when you do lose a lot of it, what happens is like a drug. Now you want the next high, it's got to be higher. So what happens in that situation, you don't get the satisfaction that you want repeatedly. So you become more depressed, or you want something more of a stimulant for your brain. So that's why these people like sometimes are in that situation. That's why it leads also to homosexuality, because you're usually watching, a guy fuck a girl or whatever the case may be. So you're watching somebody's cock. I hate to say it, but I mean, that's what it is. So at least a lot of stuff. But it is the lack of dopamine, which has an effect on your brain.
Man,
I have no idea what the fuck we're talking about here. But I'm out. You guys aren't making any sense to me. Watching porn to looking at dudes' dicks.
I never
heard anyone want to be turned on.
Scott, share before you go. Share your desktop. Screen share your desktop. Let's see how many tabs you got open, bro.
Oh, you want to see my desktop?
Show the other one. Show the other windows.
Chide tart, going fishing. Tide chart.
What's that a euphemism for?
I don't have any porn on my computer. Like, I mean, there's websites you can go to watch, the 2 minutes that you need to take care of it.
Let us see your phone.
All right.
More like 10 seconds for
Here you go.
Some people.
That's what I need. Yeah.
Hey, respect, Steve.
So here you go. This is that regular, and then you got
just closed them.
Incognito.
I like how you just showed it. You actually did pull it up. I respect that.
I mean, you can't see it, but you can kind of see what the name is.
Yeah,
I'm
not gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do anything to ruin your channel there, Jack. But yeah, I'm not. I am not. Even though my wife and I, took care of our business today. It's normal. I mean, if you think it's not normal to do that, then your beliefs are really screwing with your daily lives. I mean, porn is porn. I mean, guys are always going to be attracted to women. If you're attracted to women, if you're attracted to men, then you'll be attracted to men. I mean,
we each, amen.
I've never heard of someone being turned to me into a homo. I mean, not to dispute what TML says or Tarek, but that's just.
It's just based on like. I guess like what it's based on is just studies over time. Like what he's talking about is that you need to watch like more hardcore porn, like as you keep watching porn. So that's a phenomenon. Like you watching like gangbangs, and then you're experimenting with like fetishes.
Most of those genres are too hardcore for me.
not for people who have a porn addiction.
Yeah, you're talking about somebody who's fucking rubbing it off 40 times a day or something.
Exactly. Somebody whose brain has been whose brain chemistry has been fundamentally altered by watching.
They've already ruled themselves out of society, pretty much, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
In the bedroom
and they're gay, and they're gonna be gay one day.
Yeah,
well, somebody like that getting ready to fuck a hole in the wall, I could see that happen.
Well, that's the problem. Is that there are people who do have porn addiction, and it's created by the technology. It's just a brute fact of them having the technology, having access to it.
I could see that.
To a certain degree, I mean, for these people, I mean, nothing else is going to work but taking away their access to like the technology. I mean, I hate to say
now,
it.
Is there a rehab where they put all these people together? And
that's a good idea. Circle jerks.
here, I disagree with that solution because I trust the solution is education. We don't take away the technology. I mean, I get what you're saying. I do. But I think as people are educated in more options, they stop limiting their options on what's available to them. I think
addicts know that they can stop being addicts.
Well, they
don't.
Yes.
They say an idle mind is the devil's playground. In that case, it seems like idle hands are the devil's playground. So these people need to fucking get a life, get a job, get something to do.
I thought the saying was idle hands.
It may be. I think it's idle mind. It's both. I've heard it both ways, I believe.
But Scott, it becomes more of an addiction, just like a drug. So let me give you an example real quick. So if you have a sex addiction, for example, and you don't get laid, right? You're going to watch porn and start masturbating. So after, say, 5 rounds or whatever, you can't even come anymore. This guy's masturbating, for example, for 5-6 hours. Now it's agitating his mind that he can't even come. So now we got another problem with this guy. He can't even release. So it becomes more of a sickness, like Machine Lies was saying, that you have to watch something really extreme to get you off.
Somebody that's fucking released 4 or 5 times, they should relax. Sorry, Jack.
Let's wrap this up. I'm gonna do my final words.
Stay hydrated out there, guys. That's all I gotta say to you guys. Drink some Pedialyte.
Drink Pedialyte.
All right.
Thank you, Flo.
Thanks for having me, Jack. You take it easy,
brother. Thanks, Tarek. Have a good night, my friend.
Hey,
this was all due to Sterling and the Lamborghini
Steve,
stripper.
I love it, brother. Thank you, Steve. You're getting the graphics down, brother. You're becoming a producer. Much talent. Thank you. And I spoke over you, Sterling. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well,
or was it Scott?
I was going to say this was productive. This was helpful for me. And, y'all must, like smart guys like you, must be so exhausted explaining things to dumb guys like me. I can't imagine how that feels. I really can't. It must be horrible. So I apologize for the inconvenience. And y'all just are so smart. Yeah, no. Y'all are just so smart. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time. I hope y'all have a great night.
Your humor has been plentiful tonight, Sterling. So I'm not sure what is true or not. You have been a welcome guest, and I've enjoyed. I think tonight was the first time Sterling showed up. I forgot to ask if he has a channel. Scott, do you have a channel that I should be tagging?
No, I mean I have a couple of, but I don't do anything with them. Okay. So I mean, there's if I start putting stuff out, I'll let you know.
All right, perfect.
But I think Sterling should look into Jay Giles' band and Angel is a Centerfold, or so songs like that. The good stream, Jack. The derailment. Sometimes stuff like that's not a bad thing. I mean, obviously there's some humor in it, and anything that you laugh about is always a good thing. Interesting. Machine Lies, your Pakistan backgrounds, and then I know Tarek. I think he's from Lebanon. Is that where he said he was from? So some interesting connections there. But I used to love knives. I used to have I'm not really into it anymore, but I had all these fucking knives, and most of them were from Pakistan. So good metal coming out of there at one point, I guess, in the year. Needless to say, thanks for your time, Jack. Thanks for your hospitality. You guys have a good evening.
Respect, brother. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Scott. Machine Lies, you're a patient man. I admire and learn from your grace.
Thank you.
Although, wait a minute. There's times you're not graceful, so let me not offer too much there too. But I appreciate you, brother. Please.
Yeah, thank you. I learned a lot from talking to you as well. Probably I learned more from you than you actually learned from me. And the reason is because a young man's knowledge is not worth an old man's experience, anyways. That you can slice that, But blessings to you. And I just want people to consider that, as we're talking about, these females in this position. There's lots of human trafficking going on, and the technology is allowing us to share dozens of images where children are being abused and all these things. The police have confiscated thousands of these images, and they failed to prosecute on any of these cases because these are distributed anonymously through the internet, and it's the technology that's causing all this. Meanwhile, there's pregnant teens, there's single mothers, over there, and our job is to look after the poor, the oppressed, the widows, the orphans of this world, and to give them, because they're the people who don't have any power to speak for themselves. So while you're out enjoying yourself, maybe you can, consider these words, to kind of wake you out of the long slumber. But yeah, bless you guys, and thank you guys for spending this time with me. I'm your friendly, anti-philosopher. Your friendly neighborhood anti-philosopher. Have a blessed night, guys.
Amen, brother. Thank you for joining. And your wisdom as a youth, as you say, praise be. That is what our future is, creating some brilliant people, some real magnificent examples of talent, of honor, of intelligence. There's many to be found. And we all have our own varying degrees. And today the topic, brothers and sisters, was inspiration, planting for growth, right? Preparing yourself mentally, physically, spiritually for growth and a better life. Praise be these panels, man. I'm figuring it out, but the conversations took a different direction. And Machine Lies, thank you. Bringing back the reality of this topic, and that through our lifetime, the technology has developed where the access of others, access to others, it's readily available. And that includes in the sexual gratification arena. And brothers and sisters, this world, this materialistic world, that has us so focused on the economic situation, so focused on economics, on financial values, that people, even not in the sex industry, but many men and women are selling themselves, selling their life force energy, their invaluable attention, their priceless life force energy is often being sold away because it's the first job they could find, or it's the only job they could find. And in this world, it's a cruel world. But brothers and sisters, behind this topic of porn, there is a sickness. There is people profiting from the trafficking and abuse of helpless people. People that don't have a voice, that are not out here free. So, brothers and sisters, there is a lot of real life suffering and tragedy in this drama that's been evolving called humanity, and we are a part of that. Our presence here today ties us to the past, ties us to the future, and it ties us to all of right now. And that can be daunting, it can be intimidating, but that's why we get to grow, because we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. But when we can find the forgiveness, right? And another topic from earlier, love like you were never hurt. Because these battle scars, these wounds, they do heal. And they become signs, memories, Those scars, I'm kind of proud of the scars. Most of the scars I've got, some of the scars are from stupidity, but, most of my scars are from stories. And brothers and sisters, there is an author to creation. It revealed today for us. I want to thank all of you, those especially who joined the link, brought their life force energy and shared fellowship here for you. Brothers and sisters, here, I say that a lot, don't I? Brothers and sisters. Praise be. I am speaking to other versions of me, and I love you like there is no other, because that's what I believe our Father has. Love for us, our Father being the creator, the presence of now that is, and the loving awareness that is you. Thank you again for sharing your time, your attention. Have a beautiful night, and recognize the sun rising tomorrow in your presence reveals another day just for you. Till tomorrow or next time, thank you again. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you. God bless.